All right, we got the crawl space walls in, and they are pouring the first bit of cement. So that is exciting. Woohoo! Hi, Bubbles. Come here. Hi, you little bubble. Such a little bubble. What's up, everybody? John from Homesteading Farm here. Thanks for joining me. In today's video, I'm gonna be cool guy John with my sunglasses just because all the snow here is reflecting what little sunlight we have, and I don't want to squint the whole time, otherwise I'll get a headache. So, man, so I'll be honest, this winter was not really that bad. I mean, we got a couple of little snowstorms, but nothing ever really stuck. And so even this snow that's here now, you know, this is probably, I think it's 2 days after the actual snowstorm, and it's supposed to be 50 degrees today. So I have a feeling most of this is gonna melt, and then it's gonna rain, and then we're gonna be done with all the snow anyway. So even though it hasn't been like a really long winter, I am definitely ready for spring. As you can see, our alpacas, well, they're happy, they're kind of dirty, and it's gross in there because of all the moisture and wetness and all this snow melting, and then the rain that we're gonna get apparently over the next like 3 days isn't gonna be very fun nor helpful in that. So it's also just making a mess of everything, and I'm tired of like the dampness in the air and the cold, because like I'm also tired of slipping everywhere, not having any grip. I'm big 6'4", 220 some odd pounds, maybe closer to 240, who knows, but when I go down hard. So we're also looking at over here to just give our alpacas some relief from the messiness. We're gonna work on this over here, and we've been talking about this for a while in terms of like what we're gonna do with our new pasture area over here. And I had milled, that you can see this big pile of 4x4s here. I milled all those logs a long time ago, and they're probably getting real nice and hard because it's white oak and it's just been sitting out here drying. Although at least it's a little wet, so maybe they haven't dried out totally. But anyway, our original thought, and I think in one of the past videos, we were talking about just putting in T-posts over here and putting up the wire fence. But I think what we're actually gonna do is, I think we're gonna drill some holes, we're gonna put these 4x4s in, and then we'll put the metal fence on it. Because now that I have all of these milled, like it's not gonna, like we might as well use them, right? Because we're just trying to get the alpacas out of the current pasture and over here so that when spring hits, we can drop compost over there and then seed. So that hopefully we can start growing grass over there, so hopefully it's less muddy, and also hopefully so they have more grass to eat and, you know, eat less hay, because the hay is freaking expensive. But anyway, so that'll be coming up soon, and that'll be good because that's going to give them, they should have plenty of space, because we're going to go, yeah, we are going to give them plenty of space. And anyway, I have one more tree to take down. I mean, I actually have two that I really want to take down, but I really just need to take down this one that's just really dead and is definitely going to fall at some point. So I need to get that out of the way. But other than that, not much is going on. So we just got back from our 4-day Connecticut Flower and Garden Show, and it went really, really well. If you want to know more about that, so our last video that we put out was actually a tour of all the really cool installations that they did there. And then the video before that was like an actual recap of sort of the weekend. And it was really good, had a great weekend. Made some money on it, sold all of the mushrooms and all of the bears that I carved. So that was really cool. And now, time to plan for future projects. So, you know, we have 2 months, basically, or so, so 10 weeks, essentially, until our next show. Maybe a little less than that, actually, 9 weeks. And I have a feeling that'll be a good one, because we did really well at the last one that we did at this place, which is a place in Easton, Connecticut. But anyway, so we have a show there where I'm going to be doing my chainsaw carvings and our laser cut signs, etc. But so in the meantime, I have 2 goals. One is to increase my inventory, but 2, I also have several building projects that I want to take care of. So one of them is actually the emu house. I have set it up for board and batten siding, and I have all the boards up, but I need to do the battens. And that'll go pretty quick. I'll be done with that soon. But what I also want to do is I want to build a sawmill house, and I also want to build a chainsaw house. So somewhere where I can do my chainsaw carvings and be out of the elements. Whether that element is the blazing sun or the rain. You know, like today is fine. I can be outside and carve with no problem. But it would be nice if I had a way of just getting out of the elements. So that way, if I have a rainy day and it's a day that I want to go out there and carve, I still can. So I had previously gotten a permit for building the sawmill house, trudging through the snow. I previously gotten a permit for the sawmill house and the chainsaw shed. And now I'm just going to come over here and verify sort of where it is. Or verify where I was going to put it anyway. All right, so this is currently where we're at. And now, one of the big pieces of feedback that I got was that people wanted bigger bears. So I have some of these bigger logs here, and I'm going to make some bigger bears. And now I think, actually, now that I'm over here looking at it, I think that I set up the permit so that my chainsaw house was going to go right about here. I think that makes sense. So yeah, because it was like 30 feet from the edge of the the edge of the sawmill, which obviously is right here. And so I think it has to be here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. Yeah, I think right here will be fine. So this, yeah, it's so slippery over here. So this is where I currently have my drying shed. You can see it's not working very well. But, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, so currently all I have is this platform that I built a few weeks ago, which is right there. And that's partially 2 like ladders from what was it? It was like an old playscape. And you know, I have all of these 4x4s that we picked up ages ago. You know, so I'm thinking maybe I can use that. Because honestly, I don't have a ton of wood left. Oh shit, look at that. So I was just looking down here, and that's a cat track right there, if I've ever seen it. And now I don't know anything about tracking or animals, but I would imagine that's a bobcat, right? Because I think wolves or coyotes, they have 5 paws, right? Man, this goes on pretty far. Interesting. This video took a wild turn, eh? So you can see. All right, so it goes out and then off into the woods. But anyway, back to my original point. I don't have a ton of straight logs. And I mean, I guess that's not true. I have all these. And so these will be good for milling. I think I'm going to probably say, oh my God. Count the number of times that John almost falls. It's a lot. This one right here was actually from my neighbor. And I was thinking I could use it for the beam on my sawmill shed. But it does look a little potentially buggy. It was standing and dead. So we'll have to see how that comes out. But I got some of these. You know, the thing is I really need some length because I'm going to do a 12 by 16 shed. Basically, just like our other buildings out there. And yeah, I think right here will be good. And we'll just have a nice big opening. I think I'll have probably 2 big doors on this side. And maybe I'll even use some windows that we have to add some windows so that I can have some ventilation. So that'll be nice. And maybe I think I can actually mill that log. But so what I would rather have is I'd rather have like a solid 16-foot base, but I may just have to do 2 8-foot lengths. You know, getting full like 16-foot lengths of logs is tough because that's not generally how they cut them, you know. And usually if you get them big enough, they're too big. But I actually think this will probably be a good start. And I just screwed these poplar boards in there, so I could easily just unscrew them. Because one of the things that I want is I want a floor so that I can easily sweep all the sawdust and all the offcuts out. Because if I don't, then it just sits there in the ground and then it just becomes part of the earth and it's tough to move. And, you know, tripping hazard, all that. So I'll have to see. But yeah, so I think that'll be nice. Nestled in right over there. Yeah. Bobcat. Anywho, so that's one thing. That's 2 things. Because the other thing was building a sawmill shed for the sawmill. But that's, you know, neither one of those things are really like necessary right now to do. But since, you know, everything was a rush to get to the flower and garden show, and now that that's over, like I can take a little bit of a break from pumping out inventory. And so, you know, maybe I can today and tomorrow, although I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, but who knows? I mean, these weather people, they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But maybe I even just set up a temporary thing. Who knows? But anyway, over this next weekend, hopefully I can make some serious progress. It'd be really nice if I can get it set and done. And maybe it would even make sense to do a 10 by 20 instead of 12 by 16. Because I think I'll probably have more 10-foot lengths than I will 12. But anyway, we'll just have to see how it goes. So I would expect some milling videos coming out of me next week. What do you think, Emos? And we're actually talking about changing up our chicken life down here because we're getting a lot of orders. We keep getting Ayam Cemani orders, and the Ayam Cemanis keep refusing to lay, so it's tough. But chickens are doing really well. Our hatching egg business is doing really well, and I'm hoping that our, alpaca business will pick it up as well. And I see some guy on a little mini excavator over here. I wonder what he's doing. What's up, dudes? We're gonna go spy on the neighbors. So that's right on our property line. Not 100% sure what they're doing, but looks like they're on their side. Oops, I'm not even filming them anymore. Yeah. So yeah, they're doing something over there. who knows what. It looks like they're on their side of the fence, so that's what matters. Really not a big fan of the giant development next door. I mean, look, it's like a 6,000 square foot house that's like right on our property line. And these developers have gotten into trouble a bunch of times because they like obstructed a waterway and they're like hurting the wetlands over there. And regardless of how you feel about wetlands, you know, I mean, poorly draining soil, why do we need to protect it, is my opinion. But the rules are the rules. And if I have to follow the rules, then you should too. And so like when they are over there and they're breaking zoning regs and all that kind of stuff, and they keep getting in trouble and they keep renewing their permit, I just don't get it. But anyway, that's not for me to decide. But this is my channel and I'll complain about it if I want to. Just kidding. One thing I actually had a lot of fun with before I let this video go, answering your questions about alpacas. I really enjoyed having you guys send me the questions and then making a video about that. And it's not only because I didn't have to come up with an idea for a video that week, but if you guys have any questions about me, excuse me, about Catherine, about what we do at Old Reading Farm, I would love for you to ask me and maybe I'll answer them in the next video. Although I think we're gonna film another video this weekend, so it will be the following week's video. Anyway, if you have a question for me, or about the farm, or about chainsaw carving, or anything, please leave it in the comments down below, and I promise I will answer it in an upcoming video. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.